I think I think it's not impossible to have a trade war, but there are no winners. A trade war has no winners, right? So that's why I think the best way to go is really to expand U.S. exports to China. So I think it can be win-win, right? So I would say that trade is not that a trade war is not the solution, because everybody will wind up worse. No one wins, right? But there's a more fundamental consideration is the following. You see, when two countries trade voluntarily, they both benefit, because there's always the choice of not trading, right? So the reason that they trade means that both sides benefit, right? I mean, that's the first point. But the second point that is often neglected is the following. Is while both countries gain in the aggregate, within each country, there will be both winners and losers, right? Who are the winners? The winners are the exporters. They are the importers. They are the consumers of imports. They are people who use imports as inputs to their production, right? Now, who are the losers? The losers are basically industries that are disrupted by the imports, right? I mean, you have to accept that. Now, the problem with the U.S., how the public looks at this is that many people did not benefit. Many people in the U.S. did not benefit, right? I mean, at the top, they benefit, but many people, their jobs were displaced, not necessarily due to China. For example, shoemaking. The Americans have not made shoes since 1970 or 80, right? And it's true that China is making a lot of shoes for America, but they basically took the exports from Taiwan, right? And now they are losing it to Vietnam, right? But the U.S. has not been making shoes for decades, right? So, but what I'm trying to say is that the benefits of trade have not been more evenly distributed in the U.S. and also perhaps in other countries. That's why in the UK they have Brexit, because there are people who didn't benefit. And in the U.S., there are people who didn't benefit, who have not benefited. But for China, I think it's fair to say two things. One is that everyone has benefited, because without China joining the world economy, it is not possible to lift 600 million people out of poverty, right? I mean, you have to say that is the benefit of China joining the world economy, right? It is also true, though, in China that the disparities have risen, right? That is, the gap between the very rich, that has really widened. But because everybody is better off, right, to different degrees, so people are not yet complaining. Not very much, right? But in the U.S., there are people who really have not gained, right, but may have lost. So those are the people who are unhappy. Now, this is what each government has to do internally.